What's up, ladies and gentlemen?
This thing's on fire. You ought to send an SCV out here to repair it. You can fix my backup too while he's at it.
Welcome to level 3 of the Terran campaign, and as you can see, we are starting with a nearly fully functional base. And immediately we are working on getting our SCVs up and running. We now have our own bunkers to make use of. Our own vultures to make use of. And not nearly as strong as Jim Raynor because they're not heroes. However, they still do a ton of damage. Incredibly effective against light units like Marines and Zerglings. Less effective against the medium to heavies like Hydralisks and more powerful units. So, the idea behind this level is pretty straightforward. All you have to do is hold out for 30 minutes, and then the level is over and done with. Now, that might sound like it's going to get really difficult later on. It doesn't really. I'll show you a pretty easy and effective way in order to deal with this level, and at the same time going and have some fun by dealing damage against their bases and their units. So gradually the level does get difficult, but I say again, there is not really much to worry about. You can hotkey... Oh, wait a minute, I actually forgot that there is one little important feature we should be attending to. That's lifting up the command center to move it a tad bit closer, so that we can benefit from faster mineral income and also gas, the important stuff. Keep on making those ACVs. We will eventually get over to gas, but our mineral income is a little bit on the slow side still, and gas is not as important just yet. And keep our units together over here. Make more supply depots, don't get supply capped. Will only slow our progress. Oh yeah, and of course, we saw this in the previous level, but we also have bunkers now, and bunkers are going to be the backbone of beating this level. So, each area will have 2 areas where we will be setting up our bunkers. 3 bunkers per side. You can make it more if you want to, but in my honest opinion, that's just going to be a waste of resources. It's a much better idea to just make 3, stack them up full of Marines. You can maybe put a fire bat in each as well. And then I'm going to go about one of the cool tricks that Terran has got that was highly modified and improved in Starcraft 2. Okay, so for gas, generally 3 to 4 depending on the distance that they have to go. In a case like this, we are going to need 4 SCVs in order to keep it on an optimal level. We can start making our units to fill up the bunkers. Of course, don't keep these Marines up here. You will actually just end up losing them. In StarCraft 2, your units can fight off of cliffs without being detected, but in StarCraft 1, it doesn't work that way. Now, that being said, fighting off of higher ground is a good idea because the units can end up hitting the platforms instead of the units. So, always a good idea to fight off of the higher ground. However, don't count on your units being safe when they're on the higher ground. We want to get our upgrade first because armor is less important for this level. And I would say that we have enough SCVs going at this stage. Keep the vultures at front because we can just repair them afterwards.
What do you want? Give me some of this shit.
Okay, so all of the units that we have over here, we're just going to use to fill up the bunkers. I think we can start sending our SCVs into 2 different directions.
Something on your mind?
Add-on complete.
Build these bunkers on top of one another. Hotkey this to whichever one you want to, and the scanner sweep is a pretty awesome tool to use because we can use it to scan the area. Not the best location to scan, but was more to show you how it works. which was actually still a waste, but at least you know how it works. Okay, let's get some fire bats going. It will be a good idea for us to start getting... Let me see here. I would actually like to leave a little opening so that we can go and have some fun afterwards. And only for the one side, though. Oh yeah. Nearly forgot about this.
Your forces are under attack.
So, what you just experienced there is one of the Zerg flyers called the Mutalisk, and the Mutalisks sometimes fly in from this area to attack your SCVs. Definitely be careful of that, because you don't want to lose your SCVs in any circumstances. So, to demonstrate the little trick that I was talking about, we are going to use our supply depots in order to block off our bunkers. Now, this is not as effective against ranged units. However, it is very effective against melee units like Zerglings and like all sorts of melee units. Just in short. So, the Zerglings are still going to be able to get through, but usually they become funneled and can only pass through one at a time, which is a major disadvantage for a race like the Zerg. So, yeah, we can block off this area over here. Just keep on building those supply depots. Stock up on some nice supply.
Research complete.
Actually, in fact, what we can do and what we will do now... We are going to make ourselves another barracks, start stocking up on these awesome Marines, and go out and play with the Zerg a bit. Come on, upgrade. Keep our... as you can see, this ACV is now blocked. So, yeah, sorry SCV, you're gonna have to go around. Come on. Oh, completely blocked off? That will be... No. Just about to say, that would be odd. Okay, our bunkers are looking pretty fine. We can unfortunately not build on top of those areas over there. Stock up on making Marines and fire bats from here on out. We still need to fill up one of our bunkers. If you really want to, you can add an extra missile turret or two. Keep these SCVs close by because they need to be ready to repair at all times for situations like that. Okay.
Not enough
Stock
minerals.
up on fire bats as well. And from here on out, let's just make units. Lots and lots of units. Keep your SCVs on key locations so that they can quickly repair the bunkers that need to be repaired. And from here on out, it's pretty much a waiting game. You can go for vultures if you want to. They're a pretty awesome unit to use in this level because of their spider mines, their range, and also they can be repaired afterwards. It's probably the better unit to use in this case. But I do enjoy using my Marines and my fire bats with their stim ability, and you can actually do a lot more damage a whole lot quicker if you go for the infantry build instead of the mech build for this level. You don't have as many choices to make. Okay, let's get a general idea of what we are dealing with in this area. Nothing much, nothing special. And let's see if yeah, okay, this is what we are gonna do. We are just going to send out... We're just going to send out this group to go out and play.
Not enough minerals.
What do you want?
We're not even...
Base is under attack.
Yeah, we're not even gonna go for that upgrade. It's just gonna be a waste of resources. And let's go out and play.
Upgrade complete. Not enough
block the
minerals.
way as they go through.
Not enough minerals.
Come on, minerals.
Yeah, I'm going. Yeah, I'm going. Give me something to shoot.
Keep track of your units as they take damage. You can sometimes save a lot of units by just moving them back while the others attack. Again, micromanagement. Lots and lots and lots of micromanagement. Makes the world's difference. Now, this what I'm doing now is really not necessary to do. There is absolutely no reason for you to go out and do this. It just makes the level a little bit more interesting to play. Hydralisks are much greater concerns. Mutalisks are annoying because of their bouncy glaive.
Your forces are under attack.
If you want to be safe, just keep on making units. In fact, I wonder if these guys can pass through. If they can... Perfect! This is exactly what we were looking for. Okay, so now we can make multiple attacks. Unfortunately, you can only have 12 units per control group. So, just keep that in mind when you are making masses and masses of units. Like, if you have resources to spend, never stop making units if you can help yourself. Okay, now watch how quickly this building will melt due to stuff. Yes, our units took damage, but we are going to melt everything while it lasts. It should also be noted, don't use your right mouse button to move your units, rather use the attack move button as they will then attack the nearest unit that comes their way.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Your forces are
These
under
units
attack.
join. Okay, we are about to reach this main base, and we are going to make short work of it. Target overlords in this case, that is the main Zerg food supply.
Additional supply is required.
Activates them, take down that sunken colony ASAP.
Base is under attack.
Attack, move, attack, move, attack, move. All you have to do. Focus fire units if you have to. Just attack and click on top of them. Yes, our units are running on the low side, but we are making so many units at the back that we're actually going to be doing okay. Here we go.
Your forces are under attack.
Okay, that being said, we have another group that is ready. Make more Marines. Put these Marines at the back. Keep the ones with more life at the front. So, now this being said, this doesn't mean that the Zerg will necessarily stop with their attacks. Eventually, there is just going to be a random big attack that's going to take place. So, don't get too excited looking at this and being like, oh, you can end this level by just... Ooh, ouch, 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 ouch. Ouch! That hurt.
Your forces are under attack until dropship arrival.
10 minutes to go.
Standing by. Jacked up and good to go. Standing by.
And, ladies and gentlemen, there's not really much more to cover with this level.
Not enough minerals.
In all honesty, this is pretty much it. Now we are just literally looking for what we missed. See what we can run down.
Standing by. Give me something to shoot. Standing by. Jacked up and good to go.
No more upgrades, no more nothing to really worry about. Station your units in locations like these, spread them out a little bit so that more damage can be given as the horde starts trying to get through. They won't, I have to add, they won't get through. Massively strong piece of defense. the Zerg has got for themselves.
Someone to shoot. Go, go, go.
Stray Overlord should always be targeted. It's a big dent in the Zerg economy, or not economy, the food supply, which in turn can have an effect on their economy and their army value.
Standing by. Commander. Standing by. Commander. Standing by.
Now make sure that Marines at the back are also able to get into the fight, and I will demonstrate what I am talking about. The Marines clump out at the back, so all you have to do is just move them slightly forward so that everyone can have a piece of that pie.
Rock and roll. Go, go, go.
And I believe we're missing one more area. Yeah.
Standing by. Give me someone to shoot. I read you.
Additional supply depots required.
Yes, sir. Standing by. Jacked up and good to go. Outstanding. Commander. Let's move. Outstanding. Go, go, go. Outstanding. Rock and roll. Let's move. Commander. Standing
What are these
by.
guys doing?
Rock and roll. Commander. Jacked up and good to go. Go, go, go.
It was old,
Standing by.
but so beautiful.
Jacked up and
Oi,
good to
oi,
go.
oi. Come back, come back, come back.
Give me someone to shoot.
And that's it.
Up and good to go.
Don't think I'm missing anything else. Ooh, it looks like a broken down carrier. That it looks like, at least.
Not enough energy.
Would I be missing something by any chance? No?
Good to go.
I don't think so.
Jacked up and good to go. Rock and roll.
Okay, these Marines, just for shits and giggles,
Jacked up and good to go.
we can put them on top.
Jacked up and good to go. Give me someone to
These
shoot.
Marines, let's just put them on top of this area right now.
Give me someone to shoot. Standing by. Let's move. Yes, sir.
Now, as we progress with the game, there are going to be a whole lot cooler, a whole lot better units to use. I personally, as a Terran player in StarCraft 1, I'm a very, very big fan of playing mech.
Go, go, go. Standing.
Mech for the Terran is absolutely devastating. Making a combination of siege tanks and Goliaths, all units that we will be getting to very soon in the upcoming levels. Yeah, you will just see for yourself what I mean when having to make use of them. They melt pretty much anything and everything. Now, Terran does have the strongest battleship in the game as well, called the Battle Cruiser. Also a unit that we will get to eventually and get a chance to play with. Yeah, all in due time. Sorry for the little wait that we have to go through, but cannot change the level.
Commander.
This stuff was really difficult back in the day, you know, when this game got released in 1998, and I was a wee little lad and playing this game. Wow, I remember struggling so much with this level, and it's ridiculous to think how easy it actually is. Also have to add, after years and years of playing this game though, brings back memories and makes me feel nostalgic. 2 more minutes and 15 to go. Well, according to game time. So in essence, this level is not really 30 minutes. It's only 30 minutes according to StarCraft time. We are heading for a 20-minute mark instead. And still waiting.
1 minute until dropship arrival.
And still hanging around. Almost done. Almost done for the big attack. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bam.
Sons of Korhal dropships approaching.
Strap yourselves in, boys.
Oh. I actually thought that it's supposed to spawn a big attack. I guess because I wiped the base. No attack happened. I don't recall that happening. Maybe it's something that they've changed. I've only completed the remastered version once though, so it might be something that I missed. Anyway, sorry to disappoint you for some big attack that was supposed to happen. I just remember there being an unlimited number of Zerglings that spawn eventually. But that's it for the level. Thank you very much for watching, and definitely stay tuned for the next level as we go into what I would like to call the dungeon levels of the game. Stay tuned for the next one.